Brix.614 black. We're here on Parsons Avenue, just beyond German Village, to meet with the owner of Beyond The Brix. Come on, let's go.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
I'm well, and yourself?
I am just peachy. Very, very happy this morning, of all mornings.
So what's your favorite thing about the city?
Actually, for me, my favorite thing about Columbus is just being home with family. Being away, being in Washington, D.C., you will never imagine how often people said things to me like, "You're so nice," because that's just not something that's common there. So I'm just happy to be back in the Midwest, where every day I see familiar faces, people come in. So this is home, and everyone is family here.
Yeah.
Being here on the South Side where I grew up, that is my favorite thing about this city. Is every day I run into people that I know, that I'm comfortable with, and I feel so welcome.
Yeah, that's one thing about Ohio that I think that is excelled, going other places and knowing that people are just not as warm at all.
Right.
Yeah. So
I mean, literally, in Maryland, when I lived in the Maryland, D.C. area, for years I didn't know my neighbors. It's so odd. I live right here in German Village, and I know all of my neighbors now. I love it.
Yeah. And so your career background, is it based in hospitality?
It is not.
Okay.
I became an entrepreneur out of necessity. Prior to 2009, I was an HR manager and a recruiter, a technical recruiter. During the financial crisis, I worked for 3 different companies between 2008 and 2009. The last company I worked for told us, I was the HR manager, I ran payroll, and payroll was not funded. We all found out on payday that we didn't have jobs, nor did we have our final paycheck. We come to work, and unemployment is waiting in the office for us. So I just decided, as a mom, my family is going to be my priority. So I have to be able to do better than this. So I used my skills that I had acquired through my career. I did some contract work in recruiting. I did some contract administrative assistant work and HR work. From there, I became a gold buyer. And I had never, it was one of those multi-level marketing companies. I'd never done anything like that before. And it was so interesting. I was good at it. I was really good at it. I made lots of money. So I decided I can do this on my own. Now, just as, the gold buying trend was kind of wearing off, I got into the medical cannabis industry.
Okay.
So it's just, I became an entrepreneur out of necessity, but I realized that was my calling. That explains why I lost so many jobs way back when.
Right. It wasn't for you.
It literally just wasn't for me. I've never been one of those people, I love my job, I'm so happy going to work. I don't care what I did, I didn't like it. At 8 o'clock, I was looking forward to 5. At every job. I was like, is it lunchtime yet?
What time is it?
Yeah, it's like 8:15.
Is it break yet? Did you need something from some other building that I could get for you?
Just anything.
Just not here in this spot.
Yes.
Yeah.
That wasn't me. I just, I really, really believe in, if you want to build something, you can't just work a job. Because you're there to execute and implement someone else's ideas.
Exactly.
If you have ideas of your own, being an employee is not the place for you. Anywhere. Because you are there to execute someone else's vision or someone else's policies. And that just wasn't me.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. So with that, you mentioned cannabis.
Yes.
So what's that all about? And are you still doing it?
I do. I am still a medical marijuana consultant, a medical cannabis, a consultant. Part of what I do is patient registration. I do marketing. I work a lot with doctors. I work with dispensaries. Primarily, my clients are in Maryland and D.C., and I have some in Pennsylvania. The program here in Ohio got off to a really slow and rocky start, and it was just, it would have taken a lot of effort to get off the ground here, and some companies have done it, but for me, I just decided that I was already so well established in what I was doing that I continued with those businesses, which I'm able to run remotely.
Okay.
I also, one of the things I do is I have a team of writers who writes the applications. We have been very successful in obtaining licenses for people who want to dispense and grow. So that's been a really exciting and interesting industry. But I'm a firm believer in medicinal marijuana. I'm not one of those people who thinks it's a miracle drug, but I think that it is a quality of life product. So, you know, I hear people saying all the time, oh, well, I got off of my medication. I've never thought that was a good idea, and all of those, that should always be done in consultation with your physician anyway.
Right.
But medical cannabis is not a miracle drug, but it is a quality of life. Used in combination with other forms of therapy, it really does have an impact on your quality of life, and it can improve your prognosis in a lot of cases. It can really help you with the symptoms. There is some proof out there that it helps shrink cancer cells. So I think that, you know, it's a complement to traditional medicine.
I get, okay.
It is definitely something that should be used as a complement to traditional medication.
Okay. Now, if they were, you have your hands and a lot of hats, a lot of different hats, which is great because who wants to just be known for one thing when you can be known for everything? So did you already have a relationship with Buns and Brews?
I was one of the partners at Buns and Brews. We recently went through a partnership split, and I negotiated a new lease for the space and decided to rebrand and start over.
So with that rebranding, you chose Beyond the Brick.
Yes.
And how did you come about that name?
The name Beyond the Brix comes from the fact that we are just across the street from German Village.
Oh.
So we are just beyond the bricks.
That is one.
And I absolutely love German Village. When I moved back here, I moved into German Village. I've been there for a few years. So when people hear that, and they're like, oh, that makes complete sense.
It does.
Literally, the bricks are across the street.
Perfect. No, it works out wonderfully. So what do you think makes your restaurant experience different from other competitors you may have in the city?
We are very much about woman empowerment here at Beyond the Brix. And I just think that our focus, you know, I say to people, I want our new slogan to be, we just have good food. Because it really is about that. And I just recently, as I was saying, I just brought on 2 new chefs. I can cook. I think I'm a good cook. There are a few things that are like my real specialties. One thing Buns and Brews was always known for was having great collard greens with a change. I now make the collard greens. I make the homemade mac and cheese, and people are absolutely raving about those things. But there are limitations to what I can do.
Right.
You know, I can cook. There are some things I can cook, and some things are much more appropriate for at-home cooking.
Right.
Because they're much more suited to my family and my taste. But then I brought in 2 female chefs. They are also amazing. So I think that what really makes us unique is it's about, you know, we want to provide a good experience to our customers, but for me it's also important to provide a good experience for all of the people who work here with me. So it's not just about, you know, having a business. It's about a mentorship. It's about a sisterhood. It's about us all being here to support each other in our goals. And I think that comes through in everything that we do here.
And not only that, but you being a person that was like, when is it 5 o'clock?
Absolutely.
You didn't want your employees to have the same feel to it.
I did not. And I know, you know, specifically with my chefs, I understand that, you know, they have goals. They have things that they want to do. They have visions of entrepreneurship and kind of doing their own thing. So I'm supportive with them. I encourage that. And I will play a role in that as much as I can. You know, I have 2 of them. They want to be caterers. So with my two chefs, they're working on catering, and here at the restaurant, we get a lot of catering calls. We'll be doing a lot of different things. So I'm actually partnering with them and helping them to develop that idea, to develop that business. As you can see, I have the food truck, which presents another opportunity for a would-be entrepreneur, because what I'm planning to do is partner with my chefs or some other chefs, because we have some other things in the works. We're looking at doing some catering for daycares and some other businesses.
Okay.
So there are a lot of things that we want to do, and I know, I always say I can't do everything. So I use the skills that I have in business to partner with, for example, my chefs, so to help them realize their dreams. So it's about us all supporting each other in our goals and our dreams to get and to accomplish what we're wanting to do.
Right.
So that's exciting to be able to be a part of that.
So what's the best advice you think that you could give for a young restaurateur, like female restaurateur?
The first thing is you have to go for it. Becoming an entrepreneur is very scary. Giving up the security of your job is very, very scary, and I get it. But when I decided to become an entrepreneur, I said, no one's going to work as hard to feed my child as I will.
Right.
So I had all the confidence in the world that I would make it work. When I talk to people, they always say things like, well, how often do you update your resume just in case? I never update my resume. That's planning to fail.
Exactly.
I have contingency plans if things don't work out the way that I want them to work out, but I never ever plan to fail. And I'll get calls from people who want to talk to me for different things, and they'll say, well, can you send me over your resume? And I say, I don't have a resume. I'll send you a bio. I don't need a resume. I'm never looking for a job.
Right.
So, it's just my reality. I have more confidence in being able to provide a living for myself and an opportunity for other people. I have never, since becoming an entrepreneur, have never had a resume. I think the last time my resume was updated was 2008.
There you go.
I don't even know where the file is anymore. I have absolutely no use
You're
for
like,
that.
let me just throw this out.
Throw that out.
Yeah. Yeah, don't put that in the universe.
You absolutely don't want to do that. And but that is my best advice. Believe in yourself. You absolutely have to believe in yourself, and you have to take that first step. No one's going to give it to you. Sometimes opportunity knocks at your door, but you still have to take the step of answering the door.
Exactly.
You have to take that first step. Believe in yourself. Never ever doubt yourself. If you can get up and go and build someone else's dreams every day, you're perfectly capable of building your own.
You know what? I've never had anybody put it in that particular way, but boy, is that an eye-opener. So being here in this lovely space, what's the best thing that you think that you have on your menu?
We strictly continued with the hot dog menu that, had been buns and brews. That was just, the most expedient course to get open right away, in the middle of a pandemic. But now we're making changes.
Okay.
We will always have those famous dogs on our menu. But now with the addition of the new chefs, and we do Sunday brunch. So my favorite dish for Sunday brunch, well, now there are two, would be the shrimp and grits. We have the most amazing sauce. And then for our Martin Luther King brunch, we added crab cakes with our homemade sauces. They were amazing. Then I think that the collard greens are still the very best. If you come here, you have to experience the collard greens.
Well, I'm excited about that.
Yes, and our menu is expanding. We're adding new sandwiches. We'll have specials. So Beyond the Brix will still feature those dogs because they're very popular. The dogs are all amazing. However, my vision was always to have more of a kind of a gastropub feel.
Okay.
So we're moving to, we'll have a pasta dish, we'll have some chicken, we'll have a few sandwiches.
So with regards to the pandemic, what would you say its effect was on your business?
Well, obviously it's been the financial impact has been significant. Business is still nowhere near what it was pre-pandemic. And then there are still levels to that because when we first opened, we were extremely busy. And our business was still, I would say about 50% of what it was pre-pandemic. But then that has kind of slowed down as we've gone through this second wave for the fall. It has slowed down even from where, we were before. So the impact has been financial. you know, when people come here, they're always surprised when you're dining here. If I'm here in the building, I make it a point to try to speak to every customer, to thank them for coming, to let them know how much we appreciate them being here. As I say to people, you know, considering what, you know, the pandemic and everything we're going through right now, you didn't have to come out, and when you came out, you didn't have to come here. So I want you to know I appreciate you being here. And people are always so surprised. I have people saying things like, oh, can I take pictures with you? And that's surprising to me, but I mean, I genuinely am grateful for every person who comes through that door, because I realize that they have options. You know, they've always had options, but in this particular environment, having someone choose to come to your restaurant is a big deal. And I appreciate it, and I make sure that they know that I personally appreciate them coming in here.
Well, that's awesome. That's great that you make a complete point there. You know, there are other options, but if you want something good, though,
well, this is the only
So you're partnering with another business here in where are we?
Parson's, right here on
Parson's. Okay.
And it's a bar right down the street. You know, they didn't have food, so, you know, they kind of wanted to still stay open. You are allowed to, during this time, you can deliver alcoholic beverages. So we provided a menu, because you can only deliver drinks with meals.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
So we provided a menu for them. Sometimes we take our food truck down there, but people can order directly from us. They do the delivery, and we will supply the food, and they're able to supply the drinks. So that just allowed them to kind of generate some revenue as well during this time.
Awesome. Awesome. What's the name of that?
Daddy's.
Daddy's. Gotcha.
A couple blocks down.
Okay.
So, yeah, that was exciting. As I told you also, there's another business down the street. There's a baker that I plan to work with to make buns for the restaurant. I'm looking forward to that. I just have to get down there, but
Gluten-free buns.
Because we're also there's going to be more of an emphasis on vegan options.
Awesome.
Healthier options. So we're going to, you know, we have a vegan menu now of dogs, but we're going to, you know, start adding some more vegan and vegetarian items. We are going to have salads. I'm looking forward to this expanded menu. It's going to be wonderful.
Awesome. So what do you think, what's next for you?
Next is probably another location. We are looking at opening a location in New Albany, probably this spring. That's exciting. We are just in the early stages of that. We are reviewing the contract to move into that space, so that is exciting. Potentially, we will be getting another food truck. I have 2 interested partners in Maryland who want to launch start with food trucks. So I will probably partner with them on doing that. And I just really want to grow. I'm home. I plan to stay home. So, you know, I want my footprint here in the Central Ohio area to be as large as possible. So that is really, really my focus in terms of what we're going to be doing with Beyond the Brix.
It's going to be very exciting to follow your journey, especially when you open up a new location and all of the other things that you have planned.
I would appreciate that.
Of
I would
course.
really appreciate that.
Now, that being said, how do people find you? Obviously, Beyond the Brix, what are the hours of operation here currently?
Currently, Beyond the Brix is open Monday through Tuesday through Saturday from 11:30 to 8:30 p.m. and then we're open for brunch on Sundays from 11 to 3. Mondays we will be doing special events. Like last Monday, like I said, we had the MLK brunch. And then we're going to have Jazzy Mondays, which will open at 4 p.m. We'll be open from 4 to 10. We'll have a live jazz band in, and we'll do soul food. And soul food meaning barbecue ribs, smothered pork chops, mac and cheese, greens, candy yams, the whole works.
Can
It'll
I
be
have
different.
an invitation to
Absolutely,
come to that?
absolutely. Everyone is invited.
Excellent. Now, what about your socials? Do you have socials?
We do. We have Beyond the Brix on Facebook. You can find us at I believe it's Beyond the Brix Parsons and Food Truck. And we are Beyond the Brix on Instagram as well.
So, you were so kind to let us try some of what you serve here today, which
Yes.
I'm super excited about.
Good.
So we have
So that is our West Virginia, which is our house-made coney sauce with our house-made coleslaw and mustard.
oh my gosh.
And the dogs are 100% Angus beef.
Oh my gosh.
And all of our dogs here, you can get either 100% Angus beef, turkey, or vegan.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm not sure if I want to put the whole thing in my mouth like at once. Maybe I should.
It's a hot dog. You can't be cute. Are you getting this? Yeah. We can't be cute and eat a hot dog on camera, ma'am.
We can. Okay. So just
go on and bite that thing. Just bite it. Yes, we love it. It's because you have to do it that way because you have to get all of the flavors at one time.
I'm like, I want to tell you it's good, but I'm not.
We can tell by the look on your face that you're enjoying that.
No, it's so good. I love the coleslaw. It's really good.
Everything is made in-house, with the exception of the mustard. Soon, right now, again, like I said, we're buying store-bought buns. You go through a lot to find, compatible products, but I'm so looking forward to having our buns freshly made for us.
Yes.
From another female baker, which is really important to me. We're so about women's empowerment.
Yes. Yes.
There are some things we need men for, but we love them. We really do. But for me, it's about proving that I and the ladies who work with me that, we are capable of accomplishing this all on our own, and we're going to support each other and build each other and grow this business. So it's so exciting.
Awesome. Thank you again. Oh my goodness.
You're
this
welcome.
is
Thank
way
you.
more than I ever asked for or experienced. You guys need to come down and eat and enjoy this.
Yes, please do.
Yeah.
Okay. So another thing I'm really excited about, when you have a platform, is sharing that with other people. One thing we're doing is every 3 months we'll have a new a new artist in residence, where we are giving local artists the opportunity to display their art. Everything here is commissioned, but we do not take any of the money from the sales of the art. It just gives an opportunity for young artists, young and old alike, just local artists, to share their art with our customers and with the community. And right now, we have a 90-day residency, and I am booked through the fall, and we just started. This is our very first exhibit. It's a really young lady. Her name is Lachey. So we're looking forward to getting some more of the local artists. If there's anyone out there watching who's interested in, displaying their art, we would be happy to hear from them. But this is an exciting way for us to be able to give back to local artists, where they have, a place where the public can view their art at no charge. So.
Well, I thank you for giving us the opportunity to chat with you today, and know that you're really, really busy. So
Well, thank you. I appreciate you being interested in me and in my story.
Of course.